Okay, so I'm going to suggest that you mute the actual. Well, I feel like you won't hear the audio. You'll hear me coming back and forth in one ear. And there is a disconnect between what I'll be doing and what's going to happen on stream. Yeah. Alright, so all that's good. Just open another tab. Yeah, I just sent it to you. Alright. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was expecting that. And I'm gonna make that, yeah. For whatever reason, Xbox has access to Discord, but PlayStation doesn't. Alright, hold on, let me do this real quick. Okay, fair warning, if anybody watches this after the fact, I have somebody talking to me in Discord. So if you hear me talking and it sounds like I'm having a conversation with myself, I'm not crazy, I'm just talking to Discord. Whatever. But yeah, so let me just start a new game on this.
Oh, yeah. Pale blood. Well, you've come to the right place. Yarnum is the
It has been a while since I've played Bloodborne, but I usually like to do a playthrough a year.
But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy. A bit of Yarnum.
I mean, however long it takes me. Because, like...
But first, you'll need a contract.
No. And then, I've only beaten the DLC once. I've only ever beaten it once, so... Okay, so what do I want to start as? Oh god, we're already having issues with choices. Because like professional skill, endurance. That's not a bad choice, especially since I don't know if you know this. I think I will pick professional. Um, the uh, visceral attacks, you know, like the backstabs or whatever, they scale directly with your skill, your skill investment. But it just like tweaks your damage. By like in game, if you keep pumping skill, you're gonna be crapping out damage. Okay, I just wanted to see what the difference was between professional and troubled childhood. Because one of the playthroughs I did for this game is okay, that's appearance, right? Yeah, is I did not upgrade my endurance. I didn't put any levels into endurance. Uh, yeah, I mean, it depends because endurance decides, you know, like Dark Souls, how many times you can attack and how many times you can dodge. But depending on the weapons you use, you really actually don't need that much endurance, I've found. So I just picked the start with that had the most endurance, which was 14, and I just never up leveled it up, and I beat the game. It was fun. Yeah, yeah. Which that's fine if you have more fun with shields. That's perfectly okay.
Good. All signed and sealed.
That's the thing that I can see is sort of a disconnect if you
Leave the
from
trespass.
like Dark Souls going into Bloodborne is
Oh,
that
don't you worry.
there's not really builds the
Whatever
same way that you have a
happens,
build in like
you'll
Dark
defeat
Souls.
it all a mere bad dream.
Well, I mean, well, the thing about Bloodborne is that there's the only defensive mechanic you have is dodging. You have no shields. There's one shield in the game, and it goes out of its way to tell you how bad it is. Yeah, yeah. Um, you could probably make a playthrough work with it, but I wouldn't recommend it. Oh, that would be the real challenge. Do the low level shield run because you can't do a level one run in this game because none of the starting choices are level one, unfortunately. But one there is one that's like really low compared to everything else. Let me just get the rest of this. So, what are you saying on stream? Okay, okay. Just wanted to make sure. So that's not too much of a delay. Okay. Oh, don't you turn around, you stupid wolf. Oh, his butt's in the thing. So, oh no, I didn't get it. So this thing is supposed to kill you, or I mean, you could run by it, or you could do what I'm trying to do and not die. Try to visceral attack him because I'm trying to go for a visceral, but he keeps turning around. I keep mistiming it. Because you don't have backstabs in this game like in Dark Souls where you just go up behind them and hold the button. You have to charge your heavy attack and then hit him in the back. But he keeps turning around. And then he's gonna kill me. Yep, okay. But I mean, it's not a big deal. That's what the game expects to happen. And then this is the where we get our starting equipment. I picked. I know I picked skill, so the threaded cane is probably better, but the saw cleaver is usually the best weapon people start the game with. And it's that's a good one too. I love its heavy spinning attack, especially when I'm fighting one of the big guys, because it just knocks them back. Yeah, yeah. Because so the way that your typical Bloodborne build will work is just picking a damage stat, so strength or skill, sticking with one of those, getting it up to 50, and then investing into health, pretty much. Well, okay, you can invest into arcane for an arcane build, and there are weapons that do scale with arcane, but you won't be getting most of those till the middle and the end parts of the game. And unfortunately, this game has no form of respecking. That's it. Yeah, you can't do it over. Hardcore, hardcore. Which, and admittedly, I mean, most of the points you invest into a character are going to be well invested anyways, because since it's not like because most of the weapons will scale pretty evenly with your stats anyways. Like, there's not going to be a huge deal if you decide to use. Like, obviously, there's weapons that are more better for strength, more better, better suited for strength, or better suited for skill. But most of the weapons you'll encounter in the game, especially the early and midpoint, are going to be good for whatever stats you invest in. No, it's just like Dark Souls. I think the only difference might be like how much or how little, depending on the like what if you're on New Game Plus. So you might get a few more of a particular item, but I've never played too much New Game Plus to know what's going on. Hello. Yeah, because remote play was just not going to work out. I'm gonna pull the Kratos meme and be like, From Soft, if you give me Bloodborne on PC, my soul is yours. Like, I don't know why they haven't ported it yet. Yeah, that's what I'm playing it on. Well, most of them are, if they don't have a PS5, are still just playing it on the PS4. Because that's the only backwards compatibility you actually have access to is PS4 on PS5. Oh, I let my endurance get the better of me there. I wasn't paying attention to my endurance and I got gutted. Yeah. It happens. I'm not a super ultra awesome no hit, no damage streamer, so I'm good. Yeah. You were playing Naruto music while doing it. Dance pad. I like seeing people play games with those, like games that are not made for it. Like seeing people fight some of the harder bosses in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix with a dance pad is crazy. Huh. Yeah. Mhm. Mm. Jeez. Nope. My first gaming console was a Game Boy Color that I got from my older cousin. And then pretty much every gaming console I got after that was a hand me down from him. Whenever he got the new one, I got the old one. So I played I played a lot of Nintendo 64, a lot of PlayStation. So I wasn't really a console wars kid. Like I never was like, oh, Nintendo or die or Sony or die or whatever. So I just played everything. I got some lines. Yeah. Especially since nobody has a PS5, they've been forced to put all their stuff on PC. Yeah. So much. And it happened again. Gosh darn it. Because I forgot the guys behind me were behind me. Because I usually go through the normal way, but I was like, you know what? I'm just getting back to my blood echoes. But no, that's not how that happened. So yeah, tell me about it. Well, I hope they enjoy eating it. Yeah, the loser has to eat the biscuit. Yeah. Are you okay? If there's anything you want to talk about, this is a safe space. Okay, and I don't. This game does like echo retrieval or soul retrieval, whatever you want to call it, because it's called blood echoes, but everybody just calls them souls. Like, like even in Elden Ring, they're runes, but everybody just calls them souls. Oh my god! I've never been killed this many times in the opening area. It's a content creator curse. The moment I start streaming and talking to people, I start dying. Seriously. All right. All right. But are you at all familiar with Elvis the Alien? Okay, well he's a content creator who does like movie reviews. He typically tends to review a lot of bad movies. Um, but he did a Bloodborne video when he was just playing through the game and talking about the lore. And at the end of that video, he announced that he was a part of a project where him and a few other people are doing a Bloodborne graphic novel. Yeah. And so I joined the Kickstarter for it, and I'm in the Discord for the Kickstarter. And one of the events they do in their Discord is whatever faction you're a part of based on your backer tier. Like that's your faction. So I'm in the Yargle faction, which is a faction in Bloodborne. So there's events they do where you basically LARP or roleplay as your faction in game. As I because there's still PvP for Bloodborne and people still do it. And whenever you do PvP like that, you would play as your faction and use equipment and gear that only your faction would use, like in the lore. And I did a playthrough of the game where I haven't done any of the PvP events in the Discord because I mean I don't like Bloodborne enough to do the PvP. I love the game, but not that much. Yeah. But I did do the playthrough where I played through the game and only used the equipment the Yargle faction would use. Right. Because I ended up using a weapon that I don't really use a lot in playthroughs, which is the Tonitrus, which is like an electric mace. And then I used the Threaded Cane as my other main weapon, because starter weapons were good to go for that as well. And that ended up being more of a skill build, so I was basically two-shotting a lot of the bosses with just parrying them and getting visceral attacks. Due to that. No, it's because it's not the weapon, it's just based off your skill. Like, your stat investment. So, like, hold on, let me show you what I'm talking about. It'll happen a little slow on stream, but I'm an idiot. Hold on. I had it. Come on. There we go. So this, you'll see on stream a couple seconds against the big guy. So that is, that there is not scaled off of any of the weapons. It's scaled directly off your skill stat. That thing's damage. So, which means if you just keep continually pumping skill, visceral attacks are insane. Yeah. Although it is kind of harder to do visceral attacks on certain bosses, because not every boss can be parried the same way that regular enemies can be parried. Since the way you parry a normal enemy is you hit them with your gun in the middle of their attack animation. So that's what your gun is used for. Your gun is also a defense mechanic in that you can parry enemies with it. Otherwise, your gun isn't really doing that much damage. Unless you're doing a blood tinge build, and oh, God forbid you do a blood tinge build. Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, that's literally what the stat is called. Blood tinge. Just through leveling up, yeah. Just through blood echoes. Yeah, and this game doesn't have, like, a humanity type mechanic, or, like, dragon rot when you die. You just die. And then your punishment is just losing your blood echoes. And because I am a nerd, I'm not going to the first boss immediately. I'm exploring the area. And there is a cheesy strat against the first major boss, but I'm not doing it. The only the only boss I cheese consistently is the Blood-Starved Beast. That is the only boss I cheese. Because fighting it normally in its final phase, for me, is just a pain in the ass. Because I do not like dealing with something that can move at the speed of Sonic the Hedgehog and poison you at the drop of a hat. Yeah. I just got some drip. Okay. 'Y'all got any of them there JPEGs? Nine out of 10 times, if something like that happens, I just use Snip and Sketch because it saves it immediately to where you can use it in the way you want to. Because 9 out of 10 times, if I like sending something like an image in Discord and it just does the thing, or does it make the image pop up, or it makes the image downloadable for people. I hate that, so I tend to snip and sketch, and then it just sends it in Discord as if I just sent the image straight up, because it saves it that way. Ow. Stop shooting me. He's dying over there. That's a goblin laugh if I've ever heard one. Yeah, Spider-Man. You can't stop my crypto mining operations, Spider-Man. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, I know what I forgot. I need to go back up here because I need to be able to level up. All right. Oh, I'm hearing the rats. That's what I'm hearing. There are rats down there that are crawling. I thought I was hearing like spiders or something. No, it was just rats in the sewers. There's no spider in this area of the game. That would freak me out if there was. Because the spiders you see later on are kind of frightening. Especially if you have arachnophobia. Alright.
Oh, bottom here. Prepare you. There are no huge. Still lingering. What's wrong?
Just... Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
good eye on and you twin. Very well, let farewell.
Yeah. Yeah, that picture was funny. So, what is it, South Park? Yeah. That's a funny way to describe that. Yeah. Well, see, that doesn't actually happen because it's canon that the only happy people in SAO were the main characters. Everybody else was depressed as hell, as all get out. So by the in canon rules, all the other people were happy to get out, except for the main character Kirito and his girlfriends. But no, You say that, but imagine you get trapped in like a really bad game. That's funny. But no, like getting trapped. But imagine getting trapped in like I don't know Dark Souls 2 or something, and just getting ganked by all the enemies in that game. But well, yeah. Oh, and I just went into a boss fight.
Shop. You'll be one of them, sooner or later.
I'm dancing around him. Gas coin. He's probably not the first boss you'd encounter, but he is the first boss to progression. Well, I mean, just probably. Yeah, I'm trying to time the parries. Yeah. Well, to be fair, on most bosses, it's not really that useful. Like there's like a handful of bosses that can be parried. The Hunter Bill? No. Yeah, because you can actually use gas coin in the Cleric Beast fight if you do.
Oh, it sings to me. It's enough to make a man sick.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, the music box. That too. Yeah, I didn't grab that. I don't really use that. Using pressing the wrong buttons. Oh, and by the way, he is using the weapon that you use now. That you picked, the first weapon you picked. The Hunter Axe. Yeah. Well, you know what helps a dex build in Bloodborne? Parrying, because your visceral attacks are scaled based off of your skill stat. Yeah. He's roiding! He's roiding! Yeah. Yeah. Damn. Aw. Yeah. The Mountain Zoo. I picked up. Oh, sorry. I picked up the shield, by the way. Yeah, the crappy shield. And because it doesn't even reduce the damage hardly. You still take damage. It's it's funny. It can? That's hilarious. That is really funny. I see the chat. Oh, they've updated the. That's okay. That's why I was confused because it has an orientation for the chat that pops up, but it doesn't actually use what I'm used to. Because I streamed like a couple games back in the day using the PlayStation thing, and it actually had like its own streaming chat box right next to the game. Yeah, I did, but it just popped up on the game screen rather than the way I'm used to it popping up. Yeah. Holy crap. Oh.
I need
Okay.
your big protege, so why not? Oh, take this.
Oh God. Pepper sprayed.
Welcome. What is very well? Let me. Farewell, good hunter.
Okay.
Welcome. What is it? Farewell, good hunter.
God. No. I don't care about you, Jura. I'm running through your home. These people are beasts. They're not sick. They deserve death. And Jura is going to be pelting me with minigun fire throughout this whole area. I know the way. I've. What was that?
You are a skilled
At least you remembered eventually. What do you mean that didn't count as a parry game? There we go.
which is why I must stalk you.
or. I'm alive. I survived an explosion. If Bloodborne could be modded, I wish that could be a mod. Every time I parry something, it just hits them with the Taco Bell sound. Well, well, there's two. There's an FPS mod patch thingy that you can get, and then there's, I think, a boss restoration, but I'm not sure if that was actually completed or not. And I don't even know how to go about doing it. Because I forget who it was, but there was a YouTuber that I watched that did a playthrough with the 60 FPS patch. And apparently it ruins a lot of skips for speedrunning purposes. If you play with the 60 FPS patch. Not that I care about speedrunning skips, but... Oh, you use GIMP? Yeah, I use GIMP as well. Okay, should I go and kill the gunners now? Alright, this is... Yeah, it is a bad idea at this point in the game, but it's whatever. I usually always end up killing him. You can become friends with him, but I never do. Because I usually kill him as soon as I can to make sure he stops shooting me here. But if you just wait and come back after you've killed Dark Beast Parl, you'll become friends. Ow. Ow! Ah, he killed me. He got me. He parried me.
The next time you dream.
I did. He's very powerful, and I've only leveled up once this playthrough. Have fun. Well, if you're doing it on the company dime, then yeah. Yeah. It's the dragons. They like the dragons. Yeah, it could always be worse. Uh, Ow! God. God, that did a lot of damage. I forgot these things buff. These things buff the damage by a lot here for some reason. That should be everything. Every enemy. Well, there's more in the next area, but like at least in this portion. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try and beat the Bloodstarved Beast, and once I beat that, I'm gonna call it. But okay, go ahead. Spider wolf, hanging on the building like a spider. What? 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 Why is it? What? What's happening? That's okay. The game won't let me throw something at that wolf that's hanging on the side of the building because it wants you to. It wants you to because the point is that it's a. It's meant to be the game. You know, doing something. Ow! Gosh darn it! Because it's meant to be an ambush. But if you know the wolf is there, you could attempt to actually throw something at it. But everything I was throwing at it kept breaking on something. Like it would break mid throw. But I have the shortcut open, so it's not going to take me forever to get back there now. I need more Quicksilver bullets. I can buy them if I have blood echoes, but I don't have any blood echoes. No, because there's no crafting in this game. Enemies can drop them, and you can buy them from the shop in the Hunter's Dream. No, there's just Quicksilver bullets. But well, technically you can make them, but like you have to do this. You sacrifice some health, and it gives you +5 temporary bullets. It sacrifices some HP, but it gives you, like I said, 5 extra bullets. And I didn't say this earlier, but every weapon has a transform mode. When you press L1, it changes your weapon's properties, like its attacks and whatnot. Yeah, so like in normal mode, it's a cleaver. This is the saw spear, and so it works like the saw cleaver earlier. But when you press L1, it like extends it, and so your attacks are different. Yeah, like the threaded cane, for example, its transform mode turns it into a chain whip, and it is actually pretty good for crowd control. No! No! Oh, I got hung on the faces. That would have been Juro's playground there if I would have stayed. We adapt. We hunt. We hunt. We hunt. We adapt. We roll. That is the way of a hunter. Pretty much. Haha, that guy's dead. Loser. Falling down the hole like a noob. I mean, the guy lives here. He should know. Juro, if this guy is just a sick man who needs help, why doesn't he know there's a ladder there? Juro would be the guy in a zombie apocalypse who thinks the zombies need to be treated with the same amount of respect as a human, and end up getting a group of survivors killed because of it. So you're alive? That man had a pixel of health left. And here's the second. Oh! The Molotov missed. Yeah, it went in like a completely different direction than the wolf. Bloodborne also has a rally mechanic. At least that's what it's called. Whenever you take damage, you'll see the little orange health on your health bar. That means that if you attack an enemy in retaliation, you'll get some health back. And there's part of the game's mechanics involves the blood gems. Which, what blood gems do is you can equip them to weapons to give them better stats, or better scaling, or to add like an element to them. Like there's a gem in the later part of Yarnum that gives you I think it's fire on your weapon. Yeah. There's the bastard that has my blood echoes. Because enemies in this game, unlike in Dark Souls, where your souls just get dropped somewhere, enemies can pick them up here. And then yeah, and the enemy will have the glowing eyes that tells you that they're the ones that have your echoes. And the game is usually really good about, like, the enemy that killed you last time will have it. Unless there's just like a big group there. That was not fair. I don't think I got hit by that there. Out of Molotovs. But I can just do that. Okay, I'm picking everything up here. Oh, there's a bunch of bullets there. Awesome. Grabbing this little guy here to get some upgrade materials. And then that eye underneath the echoes symbol is insight. And insight is basically it's another currency item. And you can spend it in the Hunter's Dream for stuff. But it also, if you have enough insight for certain things, it also has some special effects on the world. And certain enemies will have more attacks if you have more insight. So now it's time to upgrade. And I need to remember that Jura's still up there. I didn't kill him. Oh my god. That statue is floating. There's a floating... Wait. What? Why is that there? Yeah, we were about to see it. Because I point my camera directly towards it. Oh, I have 7 of those, so that should be plenty. Yeah, I thought it was like the game loading, not loading properly, but no, it's just a floating statue. Yeah, now I have Gascoigne's, his clothes. I like it when it gets blood splattered everywhere because it makes me look like Alucard from Hellsing. Oh, what gems? Oh, this guy? No, this is a different character altogether. Yeah. I don't think you ever see the wheelchair guy at the beginning of the game ever again. Yeah, this is Gehrman. Gehrman.
Welcome. I am your shield. Just
He's the caretaker of the Hunter's Dream. And this what's that? Oh.
Welcome to what is it?
And Gehrman is also a boss fight later in the game. And you actually have to fight him if you want the game's true ending. No, he stands up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna put skill because I'm gonna be visual attacking the hell out of this next boss. Oh, Snail, have you ever heard of the cum chalice? Okay, so there's so this game has a very unique mechanic called the Chalice Dungeons, which you unlock after beating the Blood-Starved Beast. And players have created custom Chalice Dungeons. I don't know how you go about doing that, but people have created custom ones. One of those is called Cum FPK. It's CUMMM FPK. And you go in there, you stare at like an enemy that's like a wall, that's like a wall across from you. And when it dies, you get like a crap ton of blood echoes. It's basically free echoes grinding, which I have used almost every playthrough I've done of this game. Just about, almost. And this is... Is it Yandere Dev? Oh, okay. And then they drink, and then she drinks it. Yeah. Now it's time for the Blood-Starved Beast. And then I'll wait just a tad before using the cheese strat. But this boss is annoying because it can poison you. But it can also poison you extremely quickly in its later phases. Oh yeah, you can do that too. There's another cheese strat you can do. I've never done that one. It works on the same principle as the one that I am going to do, but... So you throw a pungent blood cocktail in the corner, you charge attack its back, and then you visceral attack it. Oh, no, I missed it. Yeah, turn back around, skin flaps. Shit. Do I have the antidote? 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 Oh, I do. Whew. I have defeated the Bloodstarved Beast. It got a little quick there because the poison. That's why I equipped Gascoigne's Garbs, because his has slightly more poison reduction than the other equipments do. And another thing is that part of like the build armor thing is that this game is the definition of fashion souls, because most of your armor sets aren't that different in terms of their stats. Yeah, like just I'm pulling it up here. The hunter hat and the top hat, like the four armors that I have right now. Like there's only like a 20-digit difference between most of the stats. No, not really. Like unless you just want the slightly extra bonus for a certain reduction. Like if you're fighting a particular boss, like Darkbeast Parl, for example, is electric. And so there is an armor set that has slightly more electric or bolt defense than other armor sets. So that's what you would equip that for. But yeah, so defeating the Bloodstar Beast gets us Chalice dungeons, which we can go here and do. I'm not online right now on the game, so it would just do a regular Chalice ritual, because Chalice dungeons are technically required to see the entirety of this game's content. And what Chalice dungeons are, they're not procedurally generated, because I believe all the Chalice dungeons that are like in the game at base, not counting player Chalice dungeons, have the same layouts. So, but if you want to see the entirety of this game's content and bosses that aren't in the main story, you have to do the Chalice dungeons. I may or may not do some of them if I continue to stream this. Because I've never gone through the entirety of the Chalice dungeons. Right. And then the next part of Yarnum opens up after beating the Bloodstar Beast. Because usually I would explore everything possible in that area, but there's a weapon I really want that you can only get after beating the Bloodstar Beast, so I wanted to go ahead and do that. Also, because it's a good stopping point. Oh, hold on, wait a minute, no! God, I completely forgot about Cleric Beast. Yeah, I'll do that right quick. Alright. Arnold, what are you doing here? Oh, really? That's funny. Uh, yeah. Did I tell you the funny thing about Terminator and O.J. Simpson? Um, so originally, O.J. Simpson was going to be the Terminator. Yeah, he was going to be what Arnold was. Yeah, and but the reason why he wasn't casted is because at the time nobody could see O.J. Simpson as a cold-hearted killing machine. Yeah. Yeah. There's actually, I think there's even actually a poster with of the like the first movie with him on the front poster. Oh, you think so? Oh, okay. Yeah, really, yeah. That's funny. But yeah, so finally, Cleric Beast, my sweet, I've missed you. I don't usually ignore the Cleric Beast for this long, but after I beat Gascoigne, I kind of just neglected to go back. So this is the first boss most players will probably encounter. Ow, I just got grabbed. Because if you don't go out of your way to go to the sewers, like I did, you'll probably just run into the Cleric Beast. Yeah, because you don't actually get anything for beating the Cleric Beast, like progress-wise. And unfortunately. And this is fun because now that I have fire paper, I got from talking to that guy in the second part of Yarnum, the Cleric Beast gets melted by fire paper. Because fire paper gives you a small elemental enchantment of fire. Yeah. There's also bolt paper, which does the same thing. Yeah, because the Molotovs that I had hoarded, actually, the intention is to use it against the Cleric Beast. Because you can actually get the Cleric Beast, you can stun it with the Molotovs if you hit it in its face, and do a visceral attack. I've only done it, well, I think you can do it multiple times, because I've actually had it happen to where it gets stunned twice. But I've only been able to do that once, and it was by complete accident, where I stunned it that many times.
Welcome home. What is it? Very well. Let the echoes become you.
It depends on the boss, because most bosses will have parts on them, like their hands and their legs are considered parts. And then if you hit damage a part enough, it'll let you do a visceral attack. And many bosses have that rather than being able to parry them. It's usually the bigger beast bosses. Usually any of the humanoid bosses can be parried the same way you would parry an enemy, like Father Gascoigne, for example. But I'm not sure off the top of my head which bosses you can do that to. Since I know a lot about Bloodborne, but I don't know that much about Bloodborne. it's a weird dichotomy. Yeah. And so I think what I'm going for here is I'm pumping skill and strength so I can use my favorite weapon, since it uses both as a scaling. And then I'll put a little bit of points into endurance and then fill out my vitality later. Yeah, because like the little bit of buffing that I've done since the beginning of the game, because I've usually leveled up a lot more than this, but the first area's enemies while you were gone getting your beer, they weren't doing anything to me. They were like barely scratching my HP. But yeah, so that's I don't know exactly how much of a percentage this content is, but that's a first chunk of Bloodborne. I think that's a pretty good stopping point for tonight. So if anybody was catching this stream later on, feel free to, like it and maybe come back for more if I decide to stream some more. I am going to be working on some more content later. I've got one big is relative, but a video talking about Be Cool Scooby-Doo coming out whenever. I'm not putting a due date on that. So yeah, stick around, or you can watch some older videos of mine. Fair warning, though, I'm not stamping the badge of quality on those. It's yeah, I know. So yeah, anybody who watches this, thank you for watching. Have a good day, night, evening, whenever you're watching this.